We still dey wait for the change. All the promise when they make, they don't dey be like say na fake. Where the money, where the food, they make, they don't dey be like say na fake, yo. Where the money, where the food, Nigerian people want improve. But since you come, na tears and pain, oh, oh, oh. We don't tire to complain, oh. No employment for the youth. Insecurity, no improve. Inflation, don't they hit the roof. Still government, no, they say the truth. Oh yeah, my brother, this change na yawa. We don't do this suffer. We pray God for Nigeria. Oh yeah, my sister, this government na yawa. We don't do this suffer. We pray God for Nigeria. After the election, where them do, we still dey wait to see the change. Cause all the promise when they make, try it don't dey be like say na fake, you. Where the money, where the food, Nigerian people want improve. But since you come, na tears and pain, oh, oh, oh. We don't tire to complain, oh. See us economy just the fall. But it just the travel around the world. I think your office there for sky. Now your time for working the take and the fly. We don't give you different but you take them. Certificate is certificate. Baba Buhari. Election criminal. I make you collect and you hail them. Yasuki collect you the jail them. Baba Buhari. To the partial. After the election where them do, we still dey wait for the change. All the promise when they make, they don't dey be like say na fake. Where the money, where the food, cause everybody want improve. Since you come, na tears and pain, oh, oh, oh. We don't tire to complain.
You will send a text message to the number 07833330299. Channel television, channel 33, and on radio 101.7 FM. As always, me we done they bring this program to Una, me na Dr. Doma. Yourself gets to be part of today's program, but today we go allow only text messages. You go send your text message to the number 07833330299. The number again is 078330299. Okay. The deteriorating food security situation in Sierra Leone was particularly worrisome as the number of people in crisis or was almost quadrupled compared to 2019 peak number to 1.3 million in June to August of 2020, largely due to the country's economic crisis. As WFP confirms, hunger quadrupled in Sierra Leone. COPP, Consortium of Progressives Political Parties, discuss. Well, we there also this even term for discuss on this topic as hunger. WFP say it on quadruple inside Salone. I get with me Dr. Dennis Bright, we are the chairman of the National Grand Coalition, Madam Femi Claudius Cole, we are the leader and chairperson for the Unity Party, and also it doubles as the chairperson for this consortium, and also Kamo Kabawe, we are the deputy organizing secretary for the All People's Congress. Good evening, gentlemen and a lady, and welcome to the program.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
Good evening.
Okay, it's good having you in the studios. I want to start the program proper because I just 1 hour and we want to discuss a lot of issues where the happen in the country. As the initially I'm into, I say the topic we discussed today generally about hunger. you know, how it actually happen in the country, you know. But first off, I go on for start with Dr. Dennis Bright, we now the chairman of NGC. I want to bring you inside the discussion. The encryption where I read up, it say now a report where we see the NGC also pull for confirm or with the WFP they talk. So the report say hunger lingers on. We want to take we along a bit, make we discuss a bit on that report the way Unami pull.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Doma, and I'm happy for come once again at this program. Well, Yusuf no say NGC since October 2019, we done the monitor certain things them. We done do some market surveys them, survey of prices them in the market, how it compare to since 2018. And down there we don't do about 4 or 5 times now. So we do a recent one in March of this year. And we can always try for see how the prices then they go, you know, almost every year. And we'll find out, say, it don't they increase steadily, you know, they can down. Like a resto, for instance, we say they see exactly almost the bag rest the cost. We get a lot of figures then also of them basic food stuff then. This not to anything we now the thing that we all man ordinary person they get. Now because of them that increase they would see, we begin draw government attention. See, this now a problem. And we get for actually begin address because we watch waiting at the purchasing power of people them. We be even do calculation what we say for a family of 4 people we are 1 person they work. You know, we the estimate saying about 40,000 or 45,000. Now then go for spend for cook, rice and soup for that family day. So when we look the prices them, we find out say if person they work the minimum wage of 600,000, then you know they can go to the middle month safe. Then go down. But then not to food no more, 9 people and they spend money on. Then get for spend money on many other things them. Even this free education, say, but we'll come to that later. But we find out say the situation very, very difficult. And we've been gonna go on again with the interview people them. And people and they complain how the hardship in the country, how then they manage. But what they talk them in there, so I mean, people are not really take we seriously. In fact, one big man said now, we they very close to the one that we get power. It's always now because we're in our opposition, now make we get our time there for the go na market for go find out which they call some kind back talk safe. Like I say now I do. But we've been find out again, say, one Afrobarometer report. I don't know if you remember that one day. One Afrobarometer report, we've been can we say people and they complain, say, things stronger in the country. All right? So now, waiting to happen now is that WFP World Food Program, we, now the UN, waiting they call, they don't do some kind study now, so, and the report come out, this 2021 report, where then they talk about the situation last year, 2020, and then find out now, see, just like I talk now in introduction, in some areas them, hunger, that is food insecurity, it also worse now that, in fact, they say 4 times than waiting when they happen a year ago. Now, if we look at some of the facts, them, the figures, them, facts and figures, the way them in the give. Then get written and called phase 3 and phase 4. Phase 3 Now, a situation where the households them then get certain gaps them in terms of their food consumption. That means they not get better food. But then the thing done so bad, it don't reach crisis stage where, in fact, it don't begin lead to malnutrition and they need urgent help. Phase 4, now they call emergency. For that one, in fact, they don't begin come out safe. Then find out, see, in Sierra Leone, we hover between phase 3 and phase 4, meaning some people don't begin die of hunger. Now, wait a minute, check. In October to December 2019, then say now 348,000 people, now they in phase 3 and 4. But where they go now, in June, between June to August 2020, now more than 1.3 million people, now then that critical phase day or that emergency phase day. 4 times now increase. In fact, then say Sierra Leone, I agree that in English, Sierra Leone had the highest national prevalence of people in crisis or wars in Africa, in West Africa, sorry. So for the whole of West Africa, now also people are angry past all. In time, now also hunger hit past all. Now, in fact, then they look forward, say, this month with this, not to June with it now?
June, yeah.
Okay. Then don't focus now, say, between June and August of this year, 2021. Now, almost 1.8 million people in Salone go down at that crisis phase day or worse. So you actually see, in fact, then say, 90,000 of the people go there, of them people and they go there in what they call emergency phase. That emergency phase day, now the phase where then so not gets nothing for it, that some people go they die of hunger. Now, not to NGC pull then thing there, so not to COP pull then thing there. So there are so now the scientists, people that we don't can research, they don't can do the research, and then they talk. So now, I wonder what thing government will say about this report here. Because when we then ask who they talk, they can make like I say, we now some kind of people that we're not in a part of governance, they're not for Yeriwi. But the situation as it is now is very critical. And honestly, if you say go out, you they check, you they ask people them, then go tell you say forget the tea then they eat safe. It don't tranga. We as opposition party, we not feel so for Sidom, we close we eyes them, panden kind thing then they. We roll now for they look at their issues then they and make sure say government take them as something that we very important and let we try for do something.
Okay.
Now then go tell you now say, then go tell you all waiting and not doing a toma boom, the agriculture, then don't get machine, mechanical, mechanized farming. One program I've been go where the man talk though, you go feel all man belful. Because where we don't talk about all waiting and they do. So waiting what they say is that we not say government no they do nothing. No. Government obviously not go just sit down and fold down and foot, they know they do nothing. But are they doing enough? And waiting and they do, then they able for make the people and satisfied and live properly. These are the questions you are asking. As far as me concerned, I'm not going to answer to the hand in it.
Okay. Madam Femi, make I bring you inside. As you double as the chairperson for the COPP. What do the COPP feel about this topic we discussed, but now in a hunger?
Yeah, even before we go to how COPP they think about the hunger, me of myself na person where they cook at the go market, and me they buy for meal us. So this thing where then they talk about not to thing where na then say as far as me concerned, now waiting me of myself the experience where I gonna market for go buy. And I can look and say, well, me then at that bracket where I not for the complain are able for cook waiting. But where I they go, I they see the price. Side the way myself the list where I go don't make say I they go buy. I can get for reduce and where I reach as to the money we still then in my bag. And if at that level, myself they experience this. Something then they I can ask to them because I know you won't believe the price. So, me consider now as a mother, somebody who instead they run us, I can wonder, say, well, if me they complain, what of the women they were not even in a my own position, we're not in a my own income bracket? How on earth then they manage? How then they able for feed them picking and they say the picking and get for belful? It's not possible. Every day where you go, they see prices they go up. The other day I get taste for mango. One mango 5,000. Now so when outside the foreign exchange they can negatively impact the mango now safe way people then go buy that green one and cook that mango ebe then after 15 and they take for keep them body and soul together. So this is very concerning. So me we not for suppose for complain. So I get for put myself in a day on shoe. And say well waiting government they do then conscious then get awareness. Say people are not able to cook. When now where mama papa picking them, then they even debate between well the cookery people where they sell cookery now, then self don't look get the understanding. Because if you want the cookery without nothing, it's available. Then at 3,000, 4,000, you will get the empty one. Then now, you know, when you go to the market, it really so what will they do now? Because the chicken don't so expensive. I mean they buy chicken 125,000 for carton. Now 190,000 for cartoon chicken. First time, would they buy 5 full foot for 2,000? Now 3 full foot for 2,000. So when that one and they all don't come on away, now the brackets we possible buy. Now fall waste now and they bring come for we now. Salute. Fall waste now. If not to fall back now, fall waste. Now and they bring come. Where you go see person buying cookery and put in 2 or 3 followers. So, me question, not just as a COP chairperson, they no know, the government no know, this number where they see where WFP pull, it make anybody wake up. For see say, no, this the one fever like say Gary one pass the water now, what we go do? So as opposition political parties we don't come together, we now any issue where we see say the people of Salone then they suffer, then they get the worst of it. We they talk. So COP no go sit down with a yegi then kind thing, so we know they talk. So we are very concerned. The one way sort will begin to die now na grown Salone we get the most fertile land na this hemisphere. No, as political parties in opposition, we get for say, don't reach for let them do something. Something get for change. You know, go don't promise we new direction. Then look whose direction where they go in a space of 3 years. Then in the sing they say angry boku. Now it look like say the angry don't can overtake now pass anything. So the population they suffer. And we get for call attention. They say now listening government, una they listen. The population angry. And you know go can give it chop 2 minutes to election. No. That pattern they not get for day district. Now you get for put the people of Salone first. We get for put them first. Okay. And the people are angry.
Make I bring you and come inside. What's another significant thing we this consortium do of recent?
Well, thank you very much. Before I go to that debate,
and I was expecting this.
Highlight some issues them where Madam Femi Claudius Cole bring up. The wonder I say the mango or the bar now, how this foreign exchange they influence the mango price. That is a very good question. But you know what? Instead of go on for answer the question that we will never grow we own rest again. Now buy with the buy rest where they come. We know they make we own Maggi. We know they produce we own small thing that we will need for make soup sweet. And then in the way that they import them in this country, foreign exchange, they influence them. So this person now where they sell the mango, they go for things, they go for buy rest. So this is how the foreign exchange and the increase in price for other commodities, they influence the one way, even where we get.
Yes.
Because they remember how them for provide than they. So that being said, for we, Trade will be here, it be right now the world. The signs them in they plenty. But until we are politicians there, where will they flag the warning? Let me say we're not politicians there, because when you look at your company own manifesto, that's so high faluting things there where they're not possible. Where you know say this the end, they're not good for able to do them. Now them being packed inside that manifesto there. Even the free education for the go small and just kind of more than grip them if I should have been thrown. So we don't in the situation now, it don't boil down to the simplest thing we then call hunger. Not to say hunger not been in this country. Oh. By the turn of the year 2018 to 2019 around February, hunger still been there. They say half of the population be hungry. But the percentage of hunger at 34% that day, by 2020, the BFP say it don't go to 47.7. So now deteriorating situation. You know, no cancer you don't have for say hunger not been there. You don't tell stop for feed we serve. Then they will toma bomb, and then big bully lands there with the pull that barabara rest, with the ship rest to Guinea and ship rest abroad. It don't pass. We don't see don't tell unable plant rest for love we feed we serve. So rest don't increase, pepper don't increase, everything don't increase. Not to say self, so then they, when I look at the figures the way NGC them finding, so then they have 500% increment. And let me tell you why it's so drastic. The other government, the APC government, where we've been come, will meet the minimum wage at 27,000 loans, either 25,000 loans or 27,000 loans. And we feel say unfair to the people who are at that scale. We put the minimum wage to 500,000. But at that time the same report say, NGC report say, rest na be 235,000. So in other words, near half of your minimum wage. So you able to buy rest, you get 280 something loans left for do other things, for buy pepper, Maggie, and then save the price not been done increase it. But today the 500,000 loans minimum wage no mean nothing, because if rest back don't turn to 335,000 loans, what do you have left out of a minimum wage? And we hardly define jobs that now when they pay past minimum wage. This is the disgrace to our country. So as COP, it is very unusual in Sierra Leone, if not for the sake of elections purpose, where political parties then they come together. This is a unique arrangement that political parties they don't identify national issues them. What the bet we be, it the bet we in our flesh, it the bet with people them. So see well. APC don't talk, they not listen. NGC don't talk, they not listen. C4C don't write letter, they not listen. Unity don't shout and scream, they not listen. So let we come together. Let's see maybe that force they go able to make them begin listening to some things they will don't see. We want to call this government attention to for make them do. In that sense, we don't. Yeah, I did answer your question now. Yeah. In that sense, we don't do quite a bit, but we are scaling up now. And we scale up in a way that we not even depend on the media again for report certain issues them. The next scaling up approach we take, na town hall meeting, outreach to the regions, simulcasting in all of the districts in the region for explain to the people the ills of society perpetrated by governors of this country. So that when that time comes for vote, people then go begin think. They say, Tradina Sway do, Banana Sway day. And this consortium, I can tell you, Doc, your fund name, Doc, this consortium is here to stay. And by all means, we will fight hard for educate with people them. And through the democratic process, we redress this situation we don't find ourselves so.
Okay, according to the Afrobarometer of August 19, 2020, say dissatisfaction with the country's economy and the personal living conditions is reflective of the citizens' increasing levels of deprivation in their everyday lives, as large majorities experience shortages of food, clean water, and other basic necessities. With all these prevailing circumstances, right, Madam Femi, what's next? What's next for from the COPPP?
Well, COPPP, we waiting our plan next. Now for let people them all over the country begin for sabi waiting make them wire can together. Waiting at the benefit. Why I for be interested? Why when I yegi cop I for sit down for listen? For let we go show we self to people them, explain the reason. You see, not to all time it get for be political conversation. Ten get for come where it get for be a conversation about the people. And waiting cop care about most. Now how we they live, now the society usai we fend we self. Salon don't turn to some kind, I don't know if na apology, I go call we, some kind, so them picking away, they not get mama, they not get papa, nobody know they sorry for them. Cop don't come together for say, it do so, we get for change with story. We want to change the story, but salon people them. Okay. That pride where we been get in we self, we get for put them back. And we want for let everybody in Sierra Leone begin for know what to make reform, begin for identify the reasons we make reform, and for let we explain to them now this what they do. And bokutin and the way we don't they do na salon, we don't become divided, we don't make we not they grow. One of them main thing then they now that we tribalistic way how we can look at things. Well, you know, Usai making glad for COP, we are proud for being a member of this COP. Now because we not get color, we not get tribe. Now with the link and together for say, we must move Salon go before. We must change with story. Nobody know the fly camp. Then go can then give you rest where disaster be. Then go can the help with medicine where disaster be. It do so. Now waiting with they say, let we link and together. Whether you come on south, whether you come on north, let COP now no one get face. We want for begin Falamakata waiting other country than they do. When you look Rwanda trade, then they kill themselves like when then they kill sheep. Now you na Rwandan. Not to say you na Hutsi, you no, those days are gone. So waiting COP one for say the way we get for progress. We're angry get for done at this country, where the pride of the Sierra Leonean people get for be resurrected. Now when we join hands together, I be seen but you be seen but me. That way we can able for develop Salon, not just one area, not just one region, not just for the old man gets you in book who they sing up, who they sing down, in the end the music now rubbish. We think up they say now, let we come together, let we harmonize. Okay. If it is right, we say it is right, we compliment, we praise. If it is wrong, we say it's wrong. And this is not the way we they offer say there is a better way. The people of Salon, then don't gains. Too fine for talk. When it comes on politics, when it comes on politician, then don't gains. We self no say, someone they tell me where I meet today, inside the very market, so we don't gains. Una then cop, una better also bear. If una not also bear, some of you will never vote against it. So we want for change that narrative day. Say the Sierra Leone society can be a proud one. It do so we call it pan Ghana, call it pan ya. Who does they know more they call it? We turn. So COP they say, will they go out? Will they go introduce ourselves? Will they go introduce why COP? Who done a COP? Waiting make COP? Why you for be seen? Waiting COP they do. Waiting COP get for do for change with society as a whole. Let we begin for see ourselves different. So that's now a COP in next plan. Okay. For let people they know they go and talk in a this, in a that, sometimes then at this, begin for put talk where you know explain. So waiting now we plan that for let we go out into different areas. We go introduce ourselves. Say na this na COP. And this na this we want for see. This na we vision for Salon. This is our mission inside COP. So if we not can meet you, can tell you, you're not going to know but we. So that trip they will get for do we get for plan.
Okay. Okay, Doc, a bit, I want to make we push a bit. There are many issues for discuss, you know, if we, you know,
yes.
I don't know how to put them actually, but we're not able to delve into this too much, you know, because the thing them are cool for discussion. Doc, I see inside this past week, the NGC me do a letter where on address them to the Honorable Speaker of Parliament. You have follow we talk small family them, tell family them a bit on within the content of that letter there.
Yeah, just now, family talk about the desire we COP gets for more or less for form a new, for let we get a new society. Let Salone become a different society from what we don't know before. We don't know now, see, the whole idea, you know, we just want pull one government, then you put another one, and not to solve any problem. But you get for Sidom and think, say, now a new system, now immediate target, not a new group of people. The reason we make they say so, you will find out, say, we'll not go get a new society there if we not get, we not they go by law and we not get justice. Always to look for now social justice. Justice for the ordinary man and justice for people. Doing the right thing. We don't come to the country now, we doing the wrong thing don't become so normal, we don't accept them. Say now so it go be. But not to say it's supposed to be. So that bring me can out to waiting now the letter will write to the speaker, the Honorable Speaker. The Honorable Speaker, the man we Asabi, I don't know, very long, very clever man. Brilliant. One of the people and we Sabi book our country and everything. But it in this context now of the current system and in a position where you hold is so important because na the head of the parliament na decide where the people and the vote for the young representative for go sit down. In fact, now the people and did so. So where one member of parliament did, all the people that we represent now they sit down there. Then just put on the no more. And at the head of all that you get the speaker, parliament. One example within the show because now the parliament now law then they make na parliament. Then they monitor how the executive, the work. But making of laws is very important. Therefore, now the place down they would expect, say, rules and regulations. Then go strictly by them because now then they set the pace, now then they show the example. Say this we country in a country of laws. What happened? The NGC very angry, we vex, because we don't study how then they treat we in a parliament over a period of time. But the thing don't come to a position now, to a point now, where we feel so we'll get for talk about it. So the best option we'll get and we'll decide for do, now for make we take pen and paper and we write to the right Honorable Speaker for tell him waiting our grievance. So now, I will give you some of them things today. Every political party within our parliament, they get a leader. We now in the lead all we party business in parliament. And then leaders then they, the leader for C4C, the leader for NGC, the leader for SLPP, the leader for APC, then get particular role they will then they play. For instance, then they put them and then committees them na parliament. The committee where they work per money, the committee where they work for foreign affairs, the committee, all them committees that way they look within the ministry, then they do. Then they put them there. We notice say, waiting and do, we then put Honorable Mkela at this committee, in order to save the move and go other side. And that man in a man we don't use for get result for work in a place where they show in results. But what then they do, then they shift them. Look, they go, then put them na the Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation Committee once. Where them they consider saying a die committee before. But when you go there, you make sure that he put the committee in such a way that people then begin look, say, but this is interesting because you're able to call the international community then within also, let them meet, he presents the committee to them, he go to Ministry of Foreign Affairs, he begin more or less organize the entire committee in a way where they never see them. As soon as they see that, so they don't pull and they move and go other side. Then can go for Africa Parliament, Pan-African, which they call. Quick one, they don't pull and come back. As if to say they don't want to let it shine. Then they do it deliberately, just to move them from one place to the other. Tell the man tired. The last time they go na political and public affairs. Where they know say na brother and a minister. Then go put on the for embarrassing. So now himself say no, una take me deputy jail go. But we not talk. We be here. But in no one for going to Parliament, then he just go sit down no more. He want for at least, just like he want for go do something, contribute to Parliament. So some issues then there where we know they talk about, say we need for look at. If we win, we for look at them. But we will not win the election. God make it go to Parliament. We say maybe an opportunity for pursue them things then day. One of them things then day, now that 30% of women in Parliament. We feel it's a big disgrace for this country. For like almost 55% of women them. Now the country, now the population. Then at 12% you get a Parliament. We feel it's a disgrace. For begin get to man for kind side. So if we don't sort out some kind bill, private member bill,
yes.
We get down there. Now one of the things them we even don't put there for let them push na Parliament, let something go happen. The second thing we been there, we even they push na that bill there. Now then diaspora, which then you call that to sim. Now two things them now be one for push as far as the diaspora concerned. One, for let them able for votes. Because nothing at the law we say they're not for vote. Even when they out of the country. Other country then, then diaspora they vote. So we find out, say, there was nothing illegal about it, not just administrative arrangements that we get for make. So put on the, for let them go push them, for let the people go begin vote. Then, of course, for let we look at this tears away, prevent people away come up from the diaspora for take certain position, for do something. Yeah, look, the number of people and they work in that place, they know they enjoy safe. Now for send the money in the house, for sustain people in the house. So the one the way they abroad, they don't get time for enjoy the money. Now send them, they send the money now. So then they support people. Now when they talk about hunger now, how people they survive. Some of the people wait to make them they survive now, the help with them, they help them. Then people will do by under. So they are doing all that for Sierra Leone, for cover people and shame. Then when they want for calm, waiting they call, they say no, you know for calm. But who that go be more Sierra Leonean than the one where they send the money now? So that have been the other thing we want for do. The third thing again, they try for fight for. Now that 12 months
resignation.
We then say if you don't resign, you didn't have public service, if you don't resign for 12 months. But who's kind of painful thing that one day? So we say then for quarter if now 6 months safe, or let them do it in a way we could take some kind of leave. If you know win, you come back, then thing and deny if you want for push. We begin lobby. Me, we sit on so. I work with Dr. Yumkela. We go 2 times to the former chief minister, go talk about this issue. He talk to speaker for let he go push this bill. Let them go print them and publish them and let at least something go move. 30 days, we not hearing nothing. Then they treat the man as if to say, na possibly they not want and day. But on top of the bargain, the last time, then begin get to them leaders them of party then a parliament, the 4 leaders there. Then begin shape official vehicles to them. Guess what? The one game possible they not give official vehicle. Now Dr. Kande Yumkela. How you want for let the man feel? A Sierra Leone we come for can help. So that not the other thing we didn't do. But now we get a committee where they supervise the other committees them in parliament. That supervisory committee it involved according to standing order 70, I think
30-70, yeah.
70 something
70-30
30B. According to that standing order, they then put on clearly written at the composition of that supervising committee, then say all leaders, party leaders in parliament for being member. Where they announce them the other day, where the speaker they announced to people, then drop Kande Yumkela. Even though it didn't have the rules. So now I make myself right, say no. We not believe, say, we not wait for the show examples for follow rules. Why we not go do something like that? How can you explain that?
Yeah.
So you don't see some of the difficulties them who they get. So who writes this letter to the speaker? We write them to the speaker, say, we want for we don't want to, if they no one get motuka, no to problem, we not to privileges them. The man get motuka, we could drive for himself. So thank you, forget about that. If they no one for it be a member of then committee, then the other committees there, not a problem. But that particular one day, where they indicate, say, all party leaders in parliament for day, we write and ask them, very humbly, say, dear, let them go according to the rule way then they use in a parliament. Otherwise, then they set an example for people for flout rules and regulations throughout the country. Because now the highest place down there, what they talk about.
Okay, make I bring you inside, Mr. Kaba. How the opposition don't they survive by this kind of democracy we're going to this country?
You call it democracy. Well, I agree with a kind of democracy. Yeah, this is really a sad story. Once you don't listen to Dr. Bright, almost griping. You know, we don't do we own bit of it. We don't gripe. We don't identify this problem from the word go. Where this government, not only they don't go by the rules, they know they obey the laws of Sierra Leone. How can you go remove 10 politicians, parliamentarians, voted in by their own people, then suddenly you can't replace them with your own? You don't go by the rules of the game. Let us even say the Mindon petition. But in the situation where that thing they happen, these people should sit down, have their seat, petition go through, everything, and they go into rerun election. That's what it's supposed to be. But they just remove them no more. So I see if they can able to treat the APC, all people's Congress, like that, and get away with it, and many more things they wouldn't do when are lawless things then get away with it, and now then come after NGC. In fact, C4C, they don't go after them, they get half of C4C where they play by their own tune. But now then CC, NGC don't kidnap for the people. They don't want that. They don't want any parliamentarian, any political party would kidnap for the people. You for kidnap with them by wrongdoings. So this is a grand story of wrongdoings in this country. Now with the experience as political parties. And it is the same for the reason we come together. Now NGC don't write. Trade, Bokuti Midiapun will not be get cop for police them properly. NGC don't write, but cop would call a meeting on this particular issue. Because cop also is a pressure group. If he affect one person, he affect all. If you touch one, you touch all. So would they call a meeting? Let we see which other step would they take for begin actually answer all of them wrongdoings them properly.
I think Madam Femi, I think you add something.
You know?
No, I quite agree.
Okay.
You see,
as Karamode say, that first thing they do, I think it don't sweet them. They're not going to regard no respect for the Constitution anymore. So you feel say you can do anything and get away with it. Well, with the try for talking now, say those days are gone. Will they call you out?
Oh, no, I feel they will listen to now because I can vividly remember the other day where woman from make some kind of go left a letter and State House where I think
let me help with that question. I like that question very, very much. This country, with independence from 1961, and then the Republican state also get, not completed. We are not economically independent. For the most part, for carry on, even recently, if World Bank not been giving 100 million for support government, then a crisis before dinner, they hunger you if you don't pass marks yet, because they're not before able to pay people them. So what COP is doing now consistently, now for make the international, now for catch the eye of the international community, where they subsidize, where they give money, where they support the election process, where they support the programs then, where they support the hunger programs then. For say, this government, it is not a listening government, and UN boldly they don't question them about how they spend the money where they give them. So we get for help for highlight some of these things. They make a tell us we will not see done again. Will they scale up with activities there now? But make we draw the attention of the international community, international opinion leaders, where if they talk, like we don't cancel now, we don't quote the BFP, no so. We don't quote the UN, no so. We don't quote UNDP, no so. Well, then people are not to Timini. Then people are not to Mende.
Exactly.
Then people are not to Kranko. So then Canada, they look we all. If they tell you, say, white, white. And if you say not white, they're not give them money. So if then the good money, no use them well. If we not use them well, we go expose them.
Okay.
And that now we set out for them.
Quickly, I want to go through some messages them way don't come at the program. Continue for sending text message to the number 078330299. The first one I will take now the Facebook page is to say this is the comment from Harold. He says some of them don't even, Harold Domingo, he says some of them don't even know how to move a motion in Parliament. What do you expect? This other one is coming from Kani F. Sako. He say, so diasporans, wake up. Don't give your money to leaders who don't care for you. Only your money. This other one, it says, from Awana to Prague, it says, sir, una stand for us, on a thief, you party thief we. You party broke laws that any other, okay. Not send message for attack anybody in personality, just let we stick to the issues where we discuss this evening. This other one is say, this is what Kekewa is fighting against. That they come from Esther Wilson. This other one is say, Sierra Leone diasporans can vote, but you have to travel twice to exercise that right. Say travel to register and then travel again to vote. The country is upside down. This other one, they say, Guinea diasporans and all other Africa countries have rights to vote. They say, why Sierra Leone? This is the question where Kani F. Sako, they ask now the Facebook page. They say, this last one where I go tell the message, then so many are not able to read all. This last one where I go read, they say the cost of food stuff, not only Sierra Leone, it's affecting. It is a global crisis. For those of us living in the diaspora are living witness. In my present country, the cost of 25 kg of rice costs 22 pounds or more. This increase of basic necessities, I tell you that message. Well, I'll take the one now my own inbox. We don't come in this evening. This one way I go say, I go first read it say COPPP is the only way that can that we can salvage the situation in Sierra Leone. The period of Tonamgi will soon be over. We have to see ourselves as Sierra Leoneans. Keep it up, COPPP. God is on your side. This one they come out from Aisata. This other one is say Unity and NGC, Unity Party. It's a Unity Party and NGC. What are you people joining the APC? No. We know for go that and they yeah. Thanks to you guys, and I pray that you people may keep up the flame. These people, okay, Mother Cole, may God bless you all for coming together to salvage this situation from this. No, cost nobody. Say they are educated. Oh, well, I don't read that message because, but anyway, now some of the messages then this way don't come in at the program. As time done the beat, we see we just talk behind off the camera. We say the time not even enough for me to discuss all of the issues there. So we're surrounding the country. But as time done the beat, now make us start with you, Kamokaba. What's it gonna be? Your last word where you go on for left with Famble them. We'll talk on two issues. One with democracy, and then also we'll talk on the current hunger in the country.
Well, you see, good governance is the foundation of any country. I don't say Israel not get diamond, they not get well, not get, Norway, I mean, well, I say Norway, other Scandinavian countries, they don't get minerals. Basically, what they have is good governance. When you get good governance, you have 7 or more million people in a country. You manage the resources well. You manage the land, the fertile land properly. You don't need for even mine the diamond. You don't even need for mine the gold. We water area the amount of fish, the kind of unique and exotic marine resources they will get. And then now we go to farming, the bonda peas, the tomabones, etc., etc. We can actually come back through good governance, social justice, like what Dr. Bryce stated earlier. These are the kind of things where we need for emphasize on. But now, as we look at the way we look at things, with democracy, don't take a dive. You know, they go south. So what do we do as a people? Remember, I just go back in the olden days where we were in our primary school. We'll get them stubborn bully there in our class. With the can't go to feature corner, with the boot up, a boot game. So, we don't come to team political parties.
Okay.
A boot game.
Okay. And for me?
No, I think say my main takeaway from the whole of today is I would like to make a personal appeal to someone who is called the Speaker of the House of the Republic of Sierra Leone. If you not able to do the right thing, then what do we say to those who are violating? You now, you na principal, you na headmaster. Before us, na bien us the fala. When you act with total disregard and disrespect for an honorable member, I question it. Are you the right man for that job? Are you another square peg in a round hole? I appeal to Mr. Speaker. You have to behave with honor.
Okay. Doc?
Well, I think we don't come to the end of this, so we'll not even begin the topic there itself. but we don't come to the end of the program. One thing I want to say is that there's a new spirit in politics in Sierra Leone now, and that spirit, they come inside the opposition, or don't come for realize, say, if now one hand bang will not shake fine, pass we get for come together and work together, and that's what we're going to do. We know they pass judgment or value judgment by anybody. What we do is that if you're ready to go in this direction, that is for create a new society for people in Sierra Leone, then we go with you now. Then the last point where I want to talk is that we're not afraid nobody, and not believe, say, as Sierra Leoneans, we for afraid we come in Sierra Leoneans, whether you perform a particular role or not. We can respect the office where you hold, but we not go afraid you. And we'll not go afraid you. And we're not afraid again. So if you use intimidation or any other thing against you, they waste your time. Because we are ready now. We want to let the right thing happen. And we work within the law. Within the law. And we just ask for justice. Okay. People don't talk and say there is no peace without justice. This country not go straight if we not begin to do the right thing.
Okay.
And that's what they pray for. We're not kind of also for can pull for can fight for pull governments no more. We come for make Salone better.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, gentlemen and team Femi we join me at the studios this evening. Well, now so I get for draw today cuttings of this program. I want to say thank you to we sponsors them, Chairman Alan Luke, executive and members of NGC UK and I, and we want them all ready to put hands together for make this program the meet now. Well, I want to say thank you to my producer Arthur Pierce. We always the run helter-skelter for see that this program meets una. Well, that's all I got for left una total next week. But before I left una, I go play a video where Dr. Kande Koleyumkela, the profound solution on how we go able to solve the economy. So till next month, me and Dr. Doma bring this program to now.
Make it easy to clear goods. Why should people go to neighboring countries, even Gambia and Benin, to buy goods? Why? Does it make sense? Lower your tax rate, your duty a little bit, clear the ports. So our traders can go in, bring goods and clear in no time and sell. It is cheaper. Those transactions cost, and they've borrowed money at the... But people don't understand economics and supply chain management. They just think it is jobs. Every regime comes in, everybody wants to be at customs and the port. So it's bloated. And you have MIB, you have anti-smuggling, then it's by listed them. They're all toll gates. If you want to grow this economy, go to the ports. Make it quick. Ainsi coup d'applause. But say yes, I need it. By the way, those who are attracting tourists, I fill these forms when I go out. How long did it take you at immigration? How long did it take you from the moment you arrived to get to the hotel? All those questionnaires, and we call it process re-engineering. We have to do process re-engineering at the ports. Why should people go to the neighbor and smuggle goods in? It adds to the cost. Why don't you have that revenue here? A friend of mine said to me, can they consider lowering the GST to 12%? I say, are you kidding? He said, stimulus. Put some more money in the hands of the consumers. So there are things we can do systemic. You can raise revenues, but honestly, you can stimulate that private sector, small and medium enterprises that should create jobs for the youth. But government coming now, one last thing, sustainability. I talked about delivery, enforcement, compliance and enforcement, sustainability. Mr. Speaker is just hosting a meeting now. Honorable Tawa and other members are there. Tawa is our new chair of environment. We're killing our country. We're killing our country. He just did a tour, but I leave that for him to report to the public when we have public hearing. I did it last year. I did videos. I wrote articles. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. We're killing this country. We're killing our forests, which will kill our agriculture and kill our water table, but that's coming soon. So sustainability matters. We're already vulnerable to climate change. If we don't fix that in 20, 30 years, the same with fishing, if we don't do some things right, we're shortchanging the future generation, and yes, this country will be in trouble.
Thank you very much.
After the election, where them do, we still they wait for the change, All the promise when they make, they don't be like saying I fake. Where the money, where the food, as everybody want improve. Since you come, the tears and pain, we don't tire to complain, I see the bad way you've been do. You don't turn Nigeria into two. 97% and 5%. You know been talk like president. They rule Nigeria with sentiment. And take your office to revenge. Oh yeah now, Oga Buhari, we dey beg you. Let Nigeria no go scatter for your head, yo. Yes, after the election, where them do, we still they wait to see the change, yo. Cause all the promise when they make, they don't be like saying I fake, yo. And where the money, where the food, Nigerian people want improve. But since you come, the tears and pain, we don't tire to complain, no employment for the youth, insecurity no improve. Inflation don't they hit the roof. Still government no they say the truth. Oh yeah, my brother, this change na yawa. We don't today suffer. Pray God for Nigeria. Oh yeah, my sister, this government na yawa. You don't today suffer. We pray God for Nigeria. After the election, where them do, we still they wait to see the change. Cause all the promise when they make, child, don't they be like saying I fake you. the food. Nigerian people want improve. But since you come, na tears and pain, oh, oh, oh. We don't tire to complain, oh. The US economy just the fall. But the chance to travel around the world. I be your office there for sky. Now your time for working, they take and they fly. We no give you different, but you take them. Certificate is certificate. Ababa Buhari, election criminal. I make you collect and you hail them. Yasuki collect you the jail them. Ababa Buhari, to the partial. After the election, what them do? We still they wait for the change. All the promise when they make, they don't they be like saying a fake. Where the money, where the food? Cause everybody want improve. Since you come, no tears and pain, oh, oh, oh. We don't tire to complain, oh. When your people, they chop all the loot where you gather. Now enjoyment today, you know, come presidency to suffer. You rule Nigeria like say now war. Corruption, they break the law. Worry is better, you withdraw. And the blame Jonathan for all of your flaws. Jonathan don't give you the power. No one don't like you, wahala. You don't believe in your policy. Pack up and let us be. After the election, where them do? We still they wait to see the change. Cause all the promise when they make. Say na fake, yo. Where the money, where the food? Nigerian people want it too. But since you come, na tears and pain, oh, oh, oh. We don't tire to complain, oh. After the election, where them do? We still they wait for the change.